she's right. So this guy in this white truck races over. So we know something radical has happened, but we don't really know what it is yet. I jump out. I walk around the back. I come around the corner to see what I think is a flat tire. Not only is there not a flat tire, there's no tire.
Hi, I'm Tabitha Stevens, and this is
Gary Orona.
If you haven't figured it out.
She forgot my name.
And this is the wildlife spirit, which is about to be called the wildlife you want to fight spirit.
No, as you can tell, we don't script this. We're not reading off of a teleprompter or anything.
Nope.
This is raw and gritty and real.
Just like our lives.
It's about to get much more real and gritty.
Yeah, actually, wow. It kind of...
Well, Tabitha wanted to start the new version of podcast based upon what happened a few days ago. Mm-hmm. And we were planning on doing this, the first of the new episodes where?
Out in our little trailer, our little travel trailer.
Yeah, we have a vintage 1965 Avion travel trailer that we've been working on and renovating. It's almost there.
And her name is Little Spirit. Not what you think. People are thinking, oh, are you like the God Squad? No. It's Little Spirit of the Land. And that's why we chose that name. Because it took us a while to figure it out, and we weren't sure. And we thought, where we bought the trailer, it was in Utah, and friends of ours had a dog named Little Spirit. And for some reason, we love Little Spirit, or Spirit, that's what it was. It wasn't even Little Spirit. So we added Little Spirit to it, and we thought, Utah, because, little dog
Well, the
was in
trailer
Utah.
represents our spirit of adventure and exploration and creativity. And so this became like a little reminder of that spirit is where the name of the trailer came from, right?
Correct.
I think we did that. So anyhow, something happened, something dramatic. Those of you who know us and know of us know that we have spent many, many, many years living in and exploring and adventuring and creating movies and photography in extremely wild locations.
Correct.
So would you like to explain what the 1 year roaming and adventuring plan was?
Okay. Well, Gary and I decided, you know what? We've been not really stuck here in the house, but we thought, we need to travel more.
You could say stuck because
because
summer.
it is. Summer here
and
is
it's about
really bad.
115 degrees out every single day here in the American Southwest.
Yes.
So we've been kind of stuck inside because adventuring in 115 degrees is, you could say stuck.
Okay, we've been stuck. And we haven't been happy. We've been miserable, actually. It's hard. We're not motivated. We want to get out on the land and do the things we love to do. And just everything for us has been like, kind of like, the melting emoji face that kind of goes to the side. That's us this summer. It's really bad. And not just this summer. We've been kind of like, not too thrilled with just, again, being in the house and being in suburbia so much. We need to get outside and start our adventures once again. So we decided to, and this is taken, giving us, how do I say this? We have big balls to be doing what we're about to do. Seriously, think about that.
So let me paint the picture. That's a good way of putting it. Big balls, big cojones.
We have big cojones
Absolutely.
to do this.
So as some of you know, we have a little ranch down south from where we are, and we have the house here. And We're looking for another piece of land, maybe Colorado, Utah, northern Arizona, another piece. So we can kind of do winter, summer, one for the cold weather, one for the hot weather. Anyway, so what we decided to do is we were and I know a lot of people are kind of like bummed out these days because of a lot of different reasons, and we're not going to go into all that. But it is sort of like an epidemic of depression, and being stuck in the house in this hot weather because it's too hot to do anything right now has been driving us nuts. So we said, okay, look, let's take a little spirit and let's take a year. And we film and create content in really wild locations anyway. And we know of thousands of sites that we've been to in really crazy places. And we said, so let's travel around for a year and just basically adventure for a year and be mobile, be in little spirit. We can do our podcasts from there. We can create our content from there. In fact, this first new version of the podcast was supposed to be in the trailer on the land right now, but something very, very dramatic happened.
Yes, very dramatic. And just so everybody knows here, before we begin going into the little spirit, Gary and I are not political people, so don't take any of this that we're saying like, oh, they want to leave.
Stay out of it.
The world is this and that. The world is just nuts, okay?
Yeah.
We get it. We get both sides of everything. We get everything. We get it. The only politics I am into is the politics of dancing. Remember that song from the 80s? It's true.
God.
I love that song.
You did not just say that.
I did, and I'm going to dance to it right now.
No. Okay, so here's the deal. So we left 3 days ago. Little Spirit was all packed up. We had our filming gear. We had our recording gear. We had our adventure gear. That's even the most important of all. And
wait.
What?
We forgot the one part.
What?
We started doing a little bit more renovations on Little Spirit. So I actually painted cabinets and, we were making a really, really, really...
We did a bunch of work
really
before
cute.
we left.
Yeah, it was so much work before we left.
Right.
Like a lot
because
of work.
the interior is almost done. The exterior needs more paint, more work, blah, blah, blah. So the exterior, when you see these images that we're going to show you in a little bit, the exterior is not finished.
It's still raw.
It's a work in progress. We have the base colors on, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff that's going to be going over the top of that. So just so you know, when this is done, it's going to be stunning. It's going to be really, really cool. Very unique and original.
Very unique.
So we headed out. And let me start it off.
Okay,
Because I'll explain the technical aspects, and then you can explain your feelings and the energy that transpired as a result of this insane event that hit us out of nowhere.
Yes.
So we headed out. We were about 2 hours outside of Vegas, headed up into Utah. And we're driving through the Virgin River Gorge, and we're just cruising along just fine. No issues. We are psyched. The year of traveling is beginning. And some folks pulled up alongside of us at one point as we're winding down through this narrow canyon in the middle of nowhere. And they're pointing at our back wheels and doing this little thing like this, like something's wobbling badly. And so I was like, oh crap. So I pulled over and we happened to be approaching, thank God, we were approaching this big dirt turnout because this is a narrow canyon road. And if this had happened anywhere else, we would have been in insane trouble. So I pull off, and as I pull off and we hit this very rough and rocky dirt area that you could pull off onto, the right side of the trailer just sort of dipped, and I heard a grinding sound, and something was definitely wrong with one of the rear axles or the rear tires on the trailer. So we pull over, I jump out, I run around, I automatically assume I blew a tire. I wasn't happy about that because, I'm going to have to change a tire, but we have this spare, no big deal. It's a dual axle. It's a tandem axle trailer. It's got 2 axles, so 4 tires.
Can I stop you for a second?
You can.
Okay, so Gary's outside, and I see this white truck pull up kind of in front of us. It went around the side where we were. There's enough room to, have cars go around. So we're on the little side dirt road, and this guy pulls up, okay? And he looks into the truck, and he just made this weird face. So he walks over to Gary.
Well, wait till I tell what I saw first.
Yes, and then, but I want to let you guys, I'm doing the setup.
She's right. So this guy in this white truck races over. So we know something radical has happened, but we don't really know what it is yet. I jump out. I walk around the back. I come around the corner to see what I think is a flat tire. Not only is there not a flat tire, there's no tire. The tire's gone. And the hub is gone. And there's a little fire on the grease where the brakes, the drum brakes, used to be. It's literally exploded. The tire, the hub, the bearings completely blew off the back axle, passenger side back axle. There's no tire. I'm just in complete shock. And this is when, as Tabitha stated, the guy who had pulled over, who looked really panicked, God bless his soul, he comes, he says, "Oh my God, your tire, it flew off the cliff." And I was like, "What?" And I look over, and where this pullout was, there's literally a cliff right there that goes down into the Virgin River. And it's probably, I don't know, 100-foot cliff or something like that. And I'm like, "Oh no." And literally the fact that no brakes exist and I had a little fire, I just was, oh my God. I ran over, got some water, immediately doused the fire. Didn't take much, but it was flaming. So the smoke came up and it smelled pretty bad.
Oh, I could smell it from the truck, and I'm thinking, because I'm inside, it was 111 degrees through the gorge.
No shade.
No shade, no nothing. So it's hot, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, is that us? And then Gary comes over.
So I come up to her, and I think I'm a little in shock at this point, because literally the tire has exploded and blown off the axle.
Yeah.
And Tabitha's like, "What the hell's going on?" Because she could smell the smoke.
I could smell it, right?
Right. I'm like, oh my God. I walk back, I look at it, and the spring wasn't on the ground. And the flange on the back where the hub normally presses up again, we'll show you these pictures, was a little bit off the ground. I had 6 or 8 inches. So it wasn't like it was dragging on the ground. It was the front axle had supported things nicely. Thank goodness. By the way, quick side note, if you have a trailer or want a travel trailer, get a tandem axle, dual axle trailer that's got 2 axles. I can't even imagine what hellish situation we would have been in if that had been a single axle and that had blown off like that, and that right side would have been dragging on the ground at 55 miles an hour.
And that's bad. And I am telling you, it's like people laugh, and I'm like, the universe, because I talk about the universe a lot and like how I'm grateful, all these things. And I talk to the universe all day long and just happy thoughts. And I'll tell you what, laugh at me all you want, but the universe, people will think, oh yeah, the universe, blew out your tire. No, it saved us. You got to think about
blessing.
That. It was a blessing.
Our knee-jerk reaction was, oh my God, this is horrible.
How could this happen to us?
We've done everything right. We've had the bearing sealed correctly. We've really done everything right.
And he checks the tire every time we stop. We check the truck tires and the trailer tires.
Every gas station. Check them, look them, move it around, make sure the bolts are tight, the whole deal. I could not believe this was happening to us. But as Tabitha just stated, which is very important, I think there's a lesson in this.
I think there's a lesson in this.
Right? And when we talk about, tragedy versus gifts, we immediately went into tragedy mode. Like,
most people do. That's
crap,
a common
what the hell
reaction.
Are we going to do? We're 30 miles from the nearest town.
Yes.
It's 111, 112 degrees out. There's no shade. We're boiling. This is a dangerous situation. If that tire had blown out in any other place on a major highway or whatever and shot off to the side, it could have hit somebody. Oh, yeah. It could have killed somebody. There's so many horrible things that could have happened had it happened in any other place. And the fact that along this narrow winding road, it happened right before a big dirt pullout, which are very rare in this area, so that we could safely and quickly pull off to the side. Yep. That is a blessing.
Oh, that's the biggest
That
blessing.
Is a gift. That is like some overlord being entity saying, you know what, we're going to take care of you. Your tire's going to blow. Right. But we're going to make sure that it blows in such a way that you can handle it and nobody's going to get hurt.
Well, and not just
that's what happened.
And on top of that, I can't say not just that, because that really would suck. I mean, I couldn't even imagine, oh my gosh, having to live with that if it hit somebody else, or, that would be really, really tough for me. But then we look at the trailer, okay? Was there a scratch on the trailer from this?
No, and in the wheel well, where there could have been damage from that thing blowing off, not a scratch.
Nothing.
Perfect condition.
Isn't that weird?
And in the interior,
what? Well,
you would think there'd be crazy damage.
There was no damage. A little bit, not much. I think. We'll get to that part later. What happened after inside?
The plates and all that. Okay, all right.
Because
so let's go to the Starlink.
Okay, so then can I tell this part?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I know, like we ask each other, may I do this, darling? Ta-ta. Okay, anyway. All right, the Starlink. So here we are. We're in the truck. He's outside trying to figure this all out. He's like, stay inside, stay cool. Don't come out here. It's too hot. And there's a lot of traffic flying by. So both of us are in SOS mode on our phones. And I know this because we've driven through this canyon many times, and every single time my phone will lose service. So I'm like, crap. And Gary's trying to get service. And I said, you know what? I said, we have the Starlink, right? And he said, yeah. I said, can we plug in the Starlink and use the Starlink, for our phones? So what did you do?
So, remember, it's 111 degrees inside that trailer, man. It is hot. So what I do is I had we have two Bluetti power stations that we use solar to charge them up, and that's what powers up the entire trailer. So they were in the truck. I had to pull them out, take one in the back so I could get power to the Starlink. The Starlink we keep inside, and when we reach a location, we have a rig on the back that we can mount the Starlink, the dish, up on the back of the trailer. Of course, that wasn't rigged up. So I have to go out there, rig the antenna on there, try to align it. It took me about 20 minutes to half an hour before I could even get my app to work right so that I could align the Starlink.
Oh, we were nervous.
But eventually I did. I have to drag the cable around the side connection where the cable plugs into the trailer that goes into the router on the inside wasn't working for some reason. A lot of crazy things were happening. So I had to drag it around the other side. Anyway, long story short, it takes me about a half hour to get this whole thing rigged up. Finally, the Starlink fires up. It's working great. We have full good alignment. Our phones, boom, we have signal. We can use our phones now. So I start calling tow places, service facilities, etc. That didn't take very long.
No, and I'm FaceTiming my mom because I'm like, just in case something happens, I have service right now. I explained everything to her just so she knew exactly where we were. So you kind of want to tell somebody, whether it's a family member or a close friend, if anything like that ever happens to you, because, it's good to have somebody know kind of where you are.
And we have a satellite transmitter that we use when we're hiking that'll send a signal up the satellites and let people know that where there's a problem and come get us. So it was never an issue of like we're in trouble because we did have that satellite connection if we needed it. Anyway, so I finally get a hold of a tow truck. He said 45 minutes. Turns out to be about an hour and a half. So we're basically out there waiting for an hour and a half to get a tow truck. Now remember, they got to put this trailer on the back of a flatbed. That's not going to be easy. In the meantime, I figure, well, maybe I should go hunt for that tire that flew off.
Of course he does, because Gary.
So, I'm pretty adept rock climbing for years, right? You guys all know this stuff. So I'm like, well, even if there's a cliff, maybe I can scramble down the cliff and see if I can find this thing and see, So I go down, I look down the cliff and boom, there it is. It's about halfway down the cliff on this ledge. And it was really steep, but it wasn't vertical. It was just kind of had a little bit of a slope to it and big rocks so I could scramble. So I scrambled down the side of this cliff. The tire's laying there on this little ledge. And the hub for you mechanics out there and people who know cars, the hub is still on the tire. Like it literally, the shaft, let me explain really quickly. So the axle runs across the bottom of the trailer, obviously. And then on these older ones, there was about a 5-inch, like a curve that comes up. and then it curves back around, and there's this shaft right here. And that shaft right there is where your tire and hub assembly goes on to, and then your bearings are in there, and it's packed up against that. Well, what had happened was the bearings had blown out, whether it was because of heat or they weren't packed right or something, they had blown out. So when the bearings blow out, all of a sudden your tire is going to be wobbling like all hell. And when it does that, it causes incredible friction and heat, thus the fire on the grease, which happened. But that shaft that connects it broke off completely. Half the shaft was in the tire still, in the hub down there. The other half, of course, was still connected to the axle assembly. So I'm down here looking at and the tire's fully inflated.
It's perfect.
And in perfectly good condition.
Perfect. I mean...
yeah. It was like nothing happened to the tire or the
so
hub.
Weird. Tell me that isn't weird.
Yeah,
right?
It was nuts.
That is weird.
So I'm, and it's not light. It's not super heavy, but it's not light.
111 degrees.
Well, it's 111. Everything's heavy.
No, then the wind kicked in. So we had like this hot wind. So he's fighting against the wind. And we get windy out in the deserts. Like it can get intense. So
I'm like, God damn it. I got to hurl this tire all the way back up and scramble up with a big, 60, 70 pound tire in my arm. So I did. I got back up. No big deal. I'm not going to, paint some extraordinary epic adventure.
No, I will.
got
Here,
it
he had it like this. He had it in one hand. And he walked up.
No.
And he's like, look, I got the
got the tire.
And then, he went like this with it. I got the tire. And then lightning came down. No, I'm joking. It didn't.
So we got the tire up there. We're waiting. The tow truck shows up. The tow truck guy sees, bless his soul, he sees this trailer and goes, oh my God, I don't even know if it's going to fit. And we kind of measured out and figured, well, it'll probably just fit. I'm not going to go through all of the process of getting this thing on because he had to put like a big plastic sled underneath the tongue, the jack on the tongue to like gradually get it up onto this, rollback and then lift it up and got it on. Well, eventually we did, and this is hours. I mean, so we've been out there for 4 hours maybe or something.
Close to.
A long time. And we were baked.
You more so
Thank
than
God
me.
we had a lot of water.
Because he's out there climbing up the, the cliff. Which, I did take video, not of Gary doing that, because he didn't want me to go out there. He wants me to be safe.
We were a little overwhelmed, too.
So,
when you're in those situations, it's hard to think, we need to be filming this because you're dealing with other things.
Yes, but I did film the area, which we'll show you, where Gary had gone down. So when you see the video clip, you'll see there's like I look over the edge, and there's like a little ledge. It's not the ledge. It's the part of the canyon that goes way down.
So we get back, we get it on the truck bed. The guy says he knows a place we can take it to. By this time, it's after hours. It was after 5 o'clock. So we take it into St. George. We drop it off at this place, like literally in their parking lot, like in the middle of the parking lot, because there's nobody there. Yes. I figure, okay, well, first thing in the morning as they open, I'll show up, make sure they can work on it, blah, blah, blah. We go back, we get a room. We weren't planning on getting a room, but we got a room. And we're just like fully bummed all night long.
Yeah. We were sad.
Fully sad.
We just kept, we're laying in bed going, I'm so confused. And Gary's like, I'm confused too.
Because this was the beginning of the adventure.
This was the beginning of the adventure.
First 2 hours.
Yeah.
So we were just, But then we realized and thought a lot about it. And then the realization of how blessed we are at how it happened really kicked in. Yeah. And that was the big takeaway. And I guess if I could share my takeaway with our adventure for this particular episode, it's one of incredible positivity. And that is that when crazy things happen, think of what could have happened.
Right.
And the fact that all of those elements, the dirt pullout was there, nobody was in harm's way when that tire blew off. You really have to consider those things and realize that, it's not the ideal situation. No. However, look at how it transpired and the fact that we're safe, the trailer's safe. Yeah, is it going to be a few $1,000s to put a new axle on it? Yes. Time or money isn't life. Experiences and seeking out beauty and adventure, that's life. And so the money's no big deal. We'll deal with it.
And that's the cost of doing business, in a sense.
That's the cost of doing business. Yeah.
That's the simple way of putting it. Is
super fast. Do you want me to just finish it off real quick in terms of the hotel or the parts place and all that?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yes.
So we go to the parts place where we've dumped it off. I walk in there. I'm like, hey, I'm the guy with the crazy trailer out front.
Oh, wait. So we did go, so we go back a little bit. Now, we don't even know if this company knows that we're going to be there. Right.
We thought
it was 7 p.m. and they were closed.
Right. We thought the tow company had called ahead because we don't know the area. And I said, look, I'll defer to you guys. Whatever you guys think is good, let's just do that. And they said, cool. Well, they hadn't talked to these people. So I walk in and they're like, oh, okay. And they were very cool, but they're like, yeah. And then I said, well, this is blah, blah, blah. And they said, well, we don't work on trailers or anything. We just order in parts and sell parts. And I was like, oh my God. So I've got my trailer unhooked in the front, in the middle of their parking lot, like right in the front, blocking off like 8 spaces that customers now can't park. And I'm like, oh, I feel like crap. And so I say, look, can you please give me just a few hours? I got to call a tow truck again. I got to get this thing out of here. So I did. Very cool. Very nice. They're like, yeah, absolutely. No problem. So I call the guy, we go to get it pulled out. He ends up spending, long story short, it takes him about 2.5 hours. First it was going to be an hour and then it was going to be another hour. Yes. And so I'm out there, Tabitha's back at the room. I take her back. I want her to be cool in the air conditioning. There's no point in her suffering out here.
We paid for 2 nights, so we figured, okay.
Yeah, so I go out there and I'm suffering for, a couple more hours, another 110, 111, 112. I'm like, damn, man.
I would have gone with him. He knows this. I would have done it.
Of course you would.
I would have. But he just said, you know what? This is nuts. It's
why like
there's hardly any shade. You want to keep the truck on and with the air conditioning on because, it's not good to do that.
Yeah, I don't want to keep it running for hours.
So he said, just go. And I said, you know what? You're right. I'll just go and I'll just take a shower and just pack all our stuff up because we decided we didn't want to stay the extra night. We just figured, you know what? Let's just go home. So we were just packing up and getting ready.
So I go back. Eventually, the tow truck driver shows up again. And what was really kind of funny about that, and you guys out there who have dealt with these similar situations will laugh when you hear this part. But so I'm sitting there waiting and suffering. He shows up. He looks at it, and he does not want to have to go through the hell of reloading this thing. And I don't blame him because it sucked how we had to get that thing on there. And so he said, hey, that front axle looks pretty good and pretty strong. Why don't I just hitch it up to the back of the tow truck and go super, super slow down the road. It was only about a mile to the correct repair facility that I had found. And he said, let's just pull it and you can, and I could stay behind in the truck with my flashers on, because we're going so slow. And I'm like, okay, if you feel, I didn't do that. I thought about trying that with my truck, but I didn't have the experience of understanding whether that front axle alone was enough to handle the load. And dear God, I didn't want to break my front axle as well. So that's why I wanted to put it on the bed. He convinced me and I said, okay, man, if you think that'll work, let's just go slow, man. Let's just go slow. And we did. Long story short, we got it over there. We went slow. That front axle held up beautifully. We got it to the facility and boom. Now we're like, okay, well, let's head back to Vegas. Where it's going to be, who knows how long it's going to take for these guys to be able to fix this thing. It might be a week. It might be a month. We don't know. We still don't know at this point. Definitely needs a new axle. Whole axle's got to be replaced.
They did look at it, which we were surprised. So this place, so cool. We thought, okay, we're probably going to hear from them in like 5 days because they have a lot of trailers
so many
that they need to work on. So we thought, okay, we're probably not going to hear from them for 5 days. So, it makes you a little more bummed thinking, okay, it's in another state. We don't have any answers. What's going to happen? The next day, they messaged
called.
Gary.
Yeah, said obviously it needs a new axle. I knew that. Right. It was broken.
But they looked at it.
So all is well. We're waiting now. And so it's just a little minor setback in terms of timing. Everything else is fine.
Yeah.
And so we produce a lot more content while we're waiting and do a lot of editing, get some more stuff up. And this gave us an opportunity to sit down here in our office, our editing office, and tell you guys, because a lot of people were asking you, right?
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, are you okay? Oh, what happened?" And I thought, okay, everybody knows we're okay. But for me to explain it to every single person that has asked me on my Instagram and on my Twitter, you know what? This is much easier to do.
This is a great.
We're addressing everybody with what had happened, and it's good because we learned something from it, and then hopefully we're going to pass on some information to other people who may have travel trailers or RVs or whatever, just so you know that things are going to happen. Like I thought we would be those people because we we took care of everything. Like,
well, look, yeah, exactly. We were very careful.
Yeah, all the time.
Very precision oriented to make sure everything's really attended to, you know?
Everything.
And there's another great takeaway with that, right? Like if you're doing this thing or thinking about doing this thing, look, these things are going to happen.
They're going to happen.
And the important thing is how you mentally deal with it. Because you could mother F it all day long and scream and yell and be upset and let it ruin your mind and your psychology. Or you can say, okay, am I healthy? Yeah. Are we cool? Was there major damage? No.
Let's fix the problem.
Was it difficult to deal with? Fine. But guess what? We got a story out of it too. And that's what's going to happen. You're going to have these, down at the ranch, we have crazy things happen all the time as we're building that up, and the ranch and the little homestead space
and the
all
rattlesnakes.
And when we're making films and doing our photography, there's challenges. Like we'll be in the middle of filming and a freaking wind, a zephyr will come in and blow our entire set away. Like, these things happen. But I wouldn't change it for the world, because that beats being sedentary and sitting in some cubicle or something.
Or sitting
any day
in our
of the week.
house the whole summer, being like, oh my goodness, we need to leave.
I'm going crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
So you can pick your crazy, right? Is it crazy sit in your house and be super comfortable, whatever, status quo, or do you get out there and be crazy like us? Like, you know what? Let's just get out there, and if we blow a tire, we'll blow a tire.
That would be a great T-shirt slogan that you just said. Pick your crazy.
Yeah.
Look, it's like they say with suffering. All of life is suffering. Whether you're a billionaire or don't even have a pot to piss in, you're gonna have suffering, right?
Yes.
But I like yours better though. Pick your, because I'm always saying, well, choose your suffering.
Right.
You're gonna have something. Yeah. Choose it and go with that. But pick your crazy.
Crazy's more fun. Suffering sounds so horrific to me. Crazy, at least. Hey, I'm crazy, but I'm crazy good. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of...
Shall we wrap this one up?
I think so. I feel like there's so much more to say.
No, I think we don't need to grind this into the
there was
ground.
something we forgot, and that's why.
What?
I'm like, wait, we're forgetting something. So the inside of the trailer...
Oh, yeah.
Yes. After it was towed the first time, not the second time, but the first time. So we have everything pretty secure. The only time we had done this time, is my top cabinets. We usually rope them off. We have this little tie down thing that we rope off.
On travel days.
And we didn't do it this time. Maybe we just forgot. So when the tow truck guy was taking the trailer, around to get onto the highway from the dirt road, she was wobbling. We were like, oh no, she's gonna fall over.
I was afraid to look at the inside afterwards.
And then after we were afraid. So Gary goes in. He goes, okay. At first he's in there for a minute. I'm like, this isn't right. Something went down, because I know him. Like, if something goes down, he's gonna try and clean it and fix it up before I see it, which is what he did. He did. Anyway, but it was very nice of him. But so what happened was, the cabinet that I keep our dishes in, the top cabinet over the sink, I guess dishes came flying out, like forks, spoons.
What are those things called? There's those dishes that you have. They're
supposed
to be non-breakable.
So Corel. Now, nothing.
Yeah, right.
2 of them broke. Like
more than 2, I think. They're shattered. The floor.
Really? More than there are bowls in there too. Like, so here I am.
It was a mess.
Here we are. We spend all this money on like making sure we have stuff that's, good for the trailer, not breakable. And that happens. But I did, you know what? I had these other plates, right? What is it called? Melamine? I don't know. Anyway, I can't remember the name of the material. But
they're fine.
They're fine, but they're more plastic based. So with those plates, it's more of if you want to put your food on them and then you hand wash them and you let them dry. You can't put them in the microwave. So that's why I had those first. And I thought, you know what? We need stuff in case we want to microwave stuff. That's why I bought the Corel, because my mom suggested it. She had an RV for years, and they love those because she said, you can drop them. They won't break. They're great. And
they break.
And our floor isn't, obviously it's not like a concrete floor. It's a trailer floor. It's the vinyl. It's the
laminate, the really good looking, like, wood laminate kind of a thing.
But man, it must have slapped down so hard because these dishes were
a mess.
Splat. But there's a video.
But other than that, no damage on the inside. Everything is great.
No, everything was fine.
Everything is great. It's like, this is okay. Cool. I'm happy with that.
When you see the pictures, Here, we're going to show, or the little video. We'll show the little video. I know the trailer looks, what is going on in there? It's because the blankets aren't on. Like everything isn't ready.
Yeah,
and
it was in
things
disarray.
shifted,
It was in
and
disarray because we were traveling. But,
so just remember, we're still renovating. So don't get too excited and be like, ew, what's going on? No, we're not done.
Right, it's not done. Anyway, so
Don't
this
judge.
is a great start to get back into the role. Obviously, our regular adventure content is going to be on here and everything else.
Yes.
You know where Tabitha's fan sites are. Don't even have to go into that. Psychoactivecircus.com is all of our movies. Oronaart.com is where our photo galleries are. And look, we're ramping up this adventure for this year of traveling and doing crazy things and exploring and filming and everything else. And we'll be back on the road. Just a minor setback, but this was kind of a cool way to get it started because we're able to do this, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yes. And you know what? Explain what a year means. Like
What do you mean a year?
Like we're gone for a year.
Well, yeah, I mean, we may come back a little bit here and there, but mostly we're just basically traveling around to a lot of the places that we love. That's the plan. And we're going to film some new films. We're actually going to shoot a movie from the road, which is going to be really cool. I'm not going to tell anybody what it's about yet, but let's just say that there's aliens involved. That's it. And no more than that. And we're going to do it from the road, which is super cool. Editing, filming, editing, everything. Because we're fully set up in the trailer. I have a full editing system. The Starlink works great. Like we can totally do everything from the road. So we're going to basically have an adventure of getting away and exploring and just doing really, really wild things.
This boot will be worn in the Alien movie. Notice it's green. I'm just saying.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Okay. Well, I'm Tabitha Stevens.
And I'm Gary Orona. Subscribe and do all that stuff. I really hate when people do that in videos, but I guess you have to do it.
Yeah, so subscribe.
Tell all your friends. Let's build it up. We don't care about the monetization. We just want a lot of people to see this and see the adventure because hopefully we can share our ups and our downs such that it's beneficial to other people of similar minds who love adventuring in these ways.
Yay.
Talk to you later.
Bye.